two of what has been the world's best Counter-Strike teams. One from Denmark, one from Brazil. And it's a battle as old as the game. I mean, we've seen these two teams with various rosters, various organizations. Astralis much more newer to the space, but if you put them head to head, we have 19 wins to SK, 15 to Astralis. These teams just go back and forth throughout the year. 2017 in particular, we saw a lot of this particular matchup, but things are different now. SK have still had a couple of wobbles as they're trying to stabilize with the new man Bolts, and not forgetting Astralis have had a bit of a knock, a bit of an uppercut to the jaw with the loss of Kierby, and it was a bit of a surprise to some of the players there and the organization. I'm joined then by a new face on the analyst desk. Still got the swagged out Yanko, but we do have Freiburg joining us as well. Adam, welcome to the panel. Another one for us to share.
Thank you, thank you.
Was it Cologne? Have you done anything else between Cologne and here on the desk?
He did play for Optic, Alex. I know they didn't do much, but that's a bit harsh.
But did he pop up on any more desk is what I was asking. Yeah, no, yeah, fresh out of the Optic jersey, we have managed to steal you. I'm looking forward to picking your brain, especially considering we do have one of our teammates on one of the rosters now, Margisk. Am I saying that right?
Margisk.
My Danish is just really not up to scratch.
Probably in Danish, yeah.
Yeah, either way. I mean, how would we set the scene for this one? Because I kind of wanted to paint the picture of we don't know where either of the teams are, but we've done that an awful lot, haven't we, Yanko? I mean, we haven't really kind of been able to find the footing for either of them. SK coming to this one, I imagine, as your favorite.
Yeah, I think it's hard to go against SK just in general, even though first half of last year we had that triangle of SK FaZe Astralis and who would meet who in playoffs and who would come out on top. But I think it depends the way you look at things. SK, considering their recent performances, you maybe even wouldn't give the edge to them. You know, they lost to Liquid, Cloud9 twice in playoffs of the previous tournaments. So, but I think they've proven time and time again that really when it matters, when it comes to a big stage like this, IEM, right, that they always deliver.
Yeah, of course, the last time these two teams met, albeit with slightly different roster for Astralis, it was on that Blast Pro Series stage, which was, you know, a huge game of like overtime. What was the map? Cash, 1916, an absolutely crazy series.
Yeah, that was SK being down 8-0 or something in the game. So that's another proof it was against a hostile crowd, right? It was played in the heart of Denmark, in Copenhagen at the Royal Arena. So I think that's why, and SK has had that scenarios numerous times.
Yeah, giving a lot of love to SK there. Lots of fans tweeting their support for SK Gaming 71 to 29. But let's kind of investigate the Astralis conundrum just a little more now we have Adam to contribute. We kind of we pondered whether or not the decision to add Margisk was quite a hasty one, just given that there was various, you know, roster lock rules coming in and the Kierby news was so quick for them to kind of, you know, scramble to find a fifth. I mean, how do you feel now you see Margisk's name in the Astralis jersey?
I think that the EML definitely will fill the shoes of Kierby very well. I mean, in the end, I think it was between two players that everyone talked about. It was either adding Config or adding Margisk to the Astralis lineup. Playing with Margisk the last, what is it now, 4 or 5 months, I think I played with him. I feel like he is definitely a player that is still very young, still have something to learn, but now coming into the experienced players in Astralis and being a really up-and-coming player, being a star player back when he played in North, and he was also a star player when he played with us in Optic. It will be interesting to see how well he will fare in Astralis jersey now when they already have Dupree, they already have Device on the team. So I think Margisk will definitely be a player to look out for in Astralis, but it will be fun to see like how he will mesh and merge with the rest of the players there.
And something that, you know, we don't often get, you know, at analyst panels, we were actually talking about it just in the previous segment, that there are some things we just don't know because we're not there for practices, we're not there for those scrims, we don't understand the team, you know, we're not listening to the team speak. But of course, you have that experience with him. So as a player, I'm just interested, what is his kind of, we only paint a picture of him, he's an aggressive player in terms of his play style because we see it in the server. What is it that you can tell us that we wouldn't necessarily know about Margisk as a player?
At least in Optic, he didn't really want to entry. Right. He's very aggressive, but he likes to be a bit on his own. So we kind of put him as a semi-lurker, where you have a core of 3 people maybe working around the map. But Emil, he didn't really want to be a part of those like 3 players. But he's really good on taking own initiative, really good on going for like opening picks, like on his own, basically finding good timing. So I think that he's like just really good on like getting opening picks where the enemies maybe not expect him to be.
So yeah, when you say semi-lurker, I'm just trying to work out what's the thing. Wow, how do we distinguish that from an actual lurker? I mean, you just described he waits and tries to catch them off guard. Is that not what the lurking role is?
Yeah, kinda, but I feel like, especially in CS:GO, how we played it in Optic, that's that we have one lurker who is basically, you know, on the other side of the map. Then we have maybe a triple core working one part of the map.
I understand.
And then we have like a fourth guy who, like number 4, he's maybe working a bit on his own, maybe going for some like timing peaks.
And that's Magis.
Yeah, basically that's Magis. So I'm not sure exactly what roles he will have in Astralis. I feel like he maybe, you know, they have Zipnix, who is a bit of lurking. They have Device opping. It's gonna be interesting to see how they utilize him, because I think that is gonna be the key to Astralis' success. How can they utilize Magus the most?
And what have we seen from them so far, Yanko? I'm just having a little look, kind of what matches and maps we've seen, because the vetoes are coming up. What are your expectations for what they are comfortable on currently? I mean, we've seen them on Inferno. What else have we kind of expected?
Yeah, especially coming into the game against SK, right? Inferno is always going to be mentioned because it has been
a tough one to
I think like,
a tough one to crack.
SK, the problem is like they have put in work on it and you could see some of the results, but then in that decider game versus Liquid, we saw none of that and they just got crushed. 14-1 was it that Liquid had a T side on Inferno, you know, against a team like SK. That's unheard of. So that's going to be very interesting. I think the vetoes are clear cut. Astralis with the Cobble, SK with the Nuke veto. So both teams in terms of picks, where do you really go? For SK, it's also an issue because Cobblestone is their first pick in general if it's available. So do they go for something like Mirage, that used to be one of their staple maps before, you know, maybe something like Overpass, considering how they played it, but that can be, we see here that it is Astralis' pick, actually. And they also had different things they could have went for, that Inferno punish, Overpass, Train was another potential one. SK seemed to avoid it, but now they're going to go for the Mirage pick themselves. When we come to the best of threes, you can see what you pick, your opponents get to pick the side of the map.
Yeah, and of course, we're going to get into that next phase. I think the big question that a lot of people are wondering is, do SK float Inferno? I imagine that's kind of...
Surely they veto it here.
Yeah, I want Astralis to ban Cash and SK now to ban Inferno. And Train is a map that both teams have been really good on. Astralis, I would probably say that they are the better team right now on Train, but you can't forget SK's Train. Was it like a year ago?
Yeah,
they were unbeatable on Train.
I think historically for both teams, Train has been a good map, and finally SK, you know, steer away from that Inferno. There was, I think, 2 best of 3. It was against Mousesports in groups and against Liquid in the decider, where they decide to go for Inferno over Train as a third map. So maybe that was them trying to get extra practice in, like really forcing it. But we can see here now they go back to that Train. So a couple of interesting decisions. You know, Astralis going for Overpass and SK not going for that Cash potentially. Astralis not going for Inferno. Seems like they maybe are going more to their own strengths where they feel they lie at the moment, rather than going for a punish for your opponent's weakness, so to speak.
Yeah, and actually, I'd love to talk about this further. It does sound like the game's going to be starting shortly, guys. So, yeah, I guess we'll get closing thoughts. Have we got? I don't even know if we have time for that. But our first map is Overpass, and we have Astralis versus SK.
Astralis had a slow start versus Renegades on Train. So I think they can't have that here against SK because SK is starting CT on Overpass. And they can just have a lockdown side.
Yeah, and Adam, just closing thoughts for the first map.
I think it's going to be fair to look for when SK are CT and Magisk now when Astralis goes to CT.
Okay, we'll keep our eyes on that. We'll introduce your new casting pair. Prepare yourselves, strap yourselves in. We've got something rather spicy for you. Yeah, would you look at that? Henry G has grabbed himself. Are you in the right place, Stunner? What's going on here?
Yeah, I took a wrong turn in the hallway and I got shuffled into this room. And, yeah, next thing you know.
I love it.
I'm excited. We're going to be gentle with him, Alex. Don't worry. We're going to make sure he has a good time, but this should be a lot of fun. Stunner, it's a big one to start you off in your new casting career. It's a best of 3 between some of the most historic teams in the game right now. SK versus Astralis.
Yeah.
I feel like SK have the upper hand in this one. I still haven't been convinced by the new addition of Major Sport. I think he's a good player, but it doesn't seem like it's coming together just yet.
Right, and unfortunately, I feel like this isn't the SK we know them to be. They're not playing at that super high capacity, and for whatever it's worth, whatever's going on within their team camp, you know, they need to figure that out sooner rather than later.
Kicking things off on Overpass, a good map. We did kind of predict this one coming into the veto. It's obvious which bans are going to come through. It was that kind of coin flip at the end between Train and Inferno. I think SK did make the right choice at the end, though. The fact that they've looked so questionable, I guess, on Inferno recently. It's so up and down. It's just really dependent around coldzera. I feel like getting training there in the third map, which we'll probably see, considering the veto right now. I feel like that's a good pick by them. But Astralis, do they have a shot at taking it to the third map? That's the question, really. I think this first one will be indicative of that. It looks like they'll be starting on the T side of Overpass. Can they do it? Are you believing in the Danish squad right now?
I think, yeah, you know what? I'm going to have to put all my eggs in the Danish basket.
Okay, nice.
I think that's the way to go. However, we talk about train. We did see we did see them square off and train earlier against the Renegades.
Indeed, that was actually quite a close affair, wasn't it?
Yeah, and a lot closer than I think you could say you would have expected Astralis and Renegades.
To be fair, it's pretty much what I expected. Renegades are very good at getting deep in the map and having huge leads, and then all of a sudden it goes horribly wrong. That's pretty par for the course for them at this point. They are a great team, and they need to work on closing out the games, it seems. Astralis, I even said it at 11-4, they're the masters coming back into that map. And they do it again and again and again, as we'll get into.
Don't use all the gold this early.
I'm going to save some of the cliche lines, but you've got to kind of warm the crowd up, kind of get the crowd pleasers out early on. It looks like we have a slight issue. We might be getting into this sooner rather than later. I think that's sort of 1 minute mark there, but there's the lineups on your screen right now. Dupree, Zipex, Glaive, Device, and Mage's Boy. We've got Fur, Bolts, Fallen, Taco, and indeed coldzera, arguably one of the best players in the world right now. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, we are live. Astralis start on the T side here. We'll analyze the buy, see if we can work out where they go. They do favor that B execute. Most of the time they've got the smoke, the Molotov for that. No upgraded pistols. No PT-50 action in the second smoke for Glaive. 5 sets of armor for SK Gaming. And we'll see if this one does indeed head towards a B site. For now, it looks like it does.
Yeah, for now, it does look like that is the way it's going to go. Very strong be present there from Astralis, electing to take that bomb there towards the tunnel. Really kind of get out there and get control of the water. Right now, though, it does look like SK Gaming electing to contest. They're ready for that fight at Connector, but there's not even going to be any resistance there in the B-bomb site for Astralis.
Yeah, Taco just has to wait for the retake here, see what he can find. It's just a shot to the face over. Here's the retake coming from the Connector. Device will equal things up. Dupree chimes in as well, taking down that low HP player. And now the 4-on-3 begins. Bomb planted. Remember, no kit to work with.
Yep, 3 members up.
Oh, hello.
Oh, hello. Fur is in the game. He's taking down Device with the USB headshot there, trying to retake the site. Bolt's is going to fall. Fallen is also going to square off with Dupree. And now all up to Fur. 1 versus 2. He has to get this bomb defused. He's going to get Goosh real quick. Magic is going to finish him off. And the first round is going to Astralis here on Overpass.
There we go. As expected, the BXQ coming in. You've got the Molotov, the 2 smokes. 1 used towards Heaven, 1 towards the bomb site. Get in there. And as we can see, SK going for the full retake mentality there. Taco alone in the B bomb site. They're going for that connector control. Obviously a fast rotation towards B, but Astralis ready for it. Fur did what he could. He got 1 kill on the long flank from T-Spawn. But overall, quite a successful round for Astralis. And we will have a semi-force buy from SK here. You can see Taco, Fallen, and Fur not opting for armor at all. coldzera and Bolt, so a bit more of an aggressive purchase.
But the AK out there on the Astralis side.
I only see 1, though. I prefer 2 on these sort of rounds, especially against a team like SK. They are deadly with these pistols. You can never count them out of these sort of rounds. In terms of their stack, they are focusing more towards B, as you can see. They have a very tentative hold towards the A side. Just going to be Fallen there right now as Bolts rotates back towards B.
Yep. Bomb heading there. They're trying to get a little bit of control right now towards that picnic area. You see Glaive edging his way in with the bomb. Now, earlier in the round, we saw SK playing a little bit closer. They did have the the underhand when it came to their weaponry, but right now backing off and not facing that rush that they were probably anticipating from Astralis to have. But as it does unfold, Astralis coming down that connector. Looks like a B play here. Zippy's in the water, going to get the first kill on a Taco with the ump. And now coldzera is going to have to turtle back into the site. Dupree, though, with the MAC-10. There has been a stall on the hit. Looks as though Astralis is looking to regroup a little bit.
This is fine, though. The fact that you've got the 5-on-4 this early on, you've done damage towards Fur as well. You've got 45 seconds here. You're baiting out a reaction. You'll see what kind of grenades they've got. Is it a full-on B stack? Let's use the advantage that we have right now. You can see a bit of long control coming in from Device as well. He's got the bathrooms, the bombs in that area. They don't have to fully commit here. They just want to make sure they do something as a 5. No one has to run in by themselves. Same exact execution towards B. Smoke at Heaven. Mages flows a flashbang into the air. Dupree could find some trouble here, but he rises to the occasion. And that should be the round here, unless Bolts goes absolutely sick.
Which is bound to happen every now and then. Fallen getting the trade in as well. Magic's going to take down Bolts. Fallen not going down without a fight. And it will be 2 players left from Astralis alive. They are able to bring that AK and a MAC-10 into the next round.
MAC-10 seems to be more prevalent in the game these days. We are seeing it lots and lots of times, along with the MP9 as well. That lesser weaponry, a lot more mobile than the rifles. Send them in first, and even if it does go down, it's not a huge deal. We have a pause coming in. So this is the full eco for SK, so don't expect too much here. Fallen opts for the Deagle once again. Remember, he didn't get armor in the previous round. He can still buy the AWP into the next. This won't be the strongest AWP buy Might just have to go for just a Kevlar, no helmet, or no nades. We'll see which way he is inclined as the game develops. There's SK on the screen right now. Looks like the admin's behind them.
And again, this is actually a technical pause. There was a bit of a microphone issue looking like over there on the SK side. They should have it rounded out pretty quickly.
It's the most common issue we have. Is normally TeamSpeak that lets us down and we have to just kind of quickly adjust it. It doesn't take long. There's Dead, the SK, I guess coach/manager. They don't really have a dedicated full-on coach who's kind of behind them doing the strategies. Obviously, that's Fallen's remit.
Yeah, I mean, with Dead, I've known Dead for a long time, right?
Yep.
Kind of come through the same era of CSGO, if you will.
Sure.
He is a lifestyle, more of a dad for the team, so to say. And some teams can benefit from that, whereas other teams need that more strategic mastermind, so to say.
Can you relate to that, considering your tenure in Cloud9?
Which part? The dad?
Yeah. Like, is that more of the role you were taking, a similar sort of capacity? Or?
I would say so. It was more so about trying to make sure people were at the right place at the right time. And,
yeah,
you know, for all intents and purposes, trying to do that with Jordan has been one of the more tackling obstacles I've had to do in my entire life. And yes, that's a pretty decent list at this point.
Oh, there you go. Well, yeah, it's quite common, though, that everyone knows that Fallen is the tactical mastermind. He's not looking to Dead, but maybe when the team's kind of maybe bickering or they need some sort of input, just a third party to come and calm everyone down, maybe he's spotted a weakness that they haven't really discussed, he can come in and help out. But that won't be at this point. As you pointed out, it was a technical pause. And now we have it. Round number 3 coming in. Should be quite the easy procedure for Astralis here. They should have the rifles out at this point. 1 MAC-10 for Dupree, still able to throw him into the bomb sites like B first if they haven't got anything from the default. I don't expect a rush. We don't like those at all on these sort of rounds. You don't know what you're running into. And for now, it is 3 players towards B for SK and a boost towards the back of the side. As you can see, that's being set up right now. And it's going to be coldzera. Not really much he can get done, though, with a USP at that position.
Dupree with the MAC-10, probably knowing the economic situation over there on the SK side, going to try to capitalize with that SMG again for the reward. We do see the first bit of contact coming out there, sort of B side. Again, this is an eco round, not expected for SK to pull this one out, and it looks like little to no resistance.
Oh, hello.
Well, a little bit of a short round, I guess you could say. Maz just pushing all the way up there to the graffiti side. And just like that, there's little to no resistance there in the B bomb site for Astralis. They're going to try to mop up some frags here on their way to the first gun round, the first buy round for SK. Grenade kills coming out. And coldzera says, you know what, I got a USP.
Yeah, well, he's pretty deadly of all the weapons I've come to learn, but
he is the weapon.
He is an absolute weapon. He is a deadly one at that, and he is going to be instrumental if this is going to be a victory, a turnaround from SK. 3-0 definitely coming in at this point. They'll just try and save nothing here, but at least they denied the MAC-10 farming any extra cash. Flavor's there, wide to receive. He'll take both of these kills down, no problem at all. He does get dinked in the process, but that's absolutely fine. 3-0 comes in. No bonus stance, though, from Astralis. They haven't saved any sort of SMGs, Galils, anything like that, so they'll be possibly bringing out the AWP right here, right now. They could if they really want to. They just will be dropped a weapon. What does he opt for? So, device.
I'm going to think an AK. What do you think?
We'll have a look. You never know.
There's a chance.
There's always a chance, you know.
That's true.
He's got a Glock right now. There it is. The final AK comes in. You don't need an AWP in CSGO. I think that's a common misconception. People say, "Oh, it's not a great buy." It is a lot of fun. It does do some massive damage. But speaking of which, coldzera is pushing off towards short. Gets wall bangs in the process. As you can see, this thing down by 14 HP. There, down to 86. And Fallen will be operating on the B side. Nothing too flashy this round. He is ready to be boosted though, so he can just be crouched the entire time. He doesn't want to get pre-fired by Dupree. They do see that a lot. But coldzera, as soon as Fallen gives the call, he'll run around the corner and try and spray them down. This will be another B executed.
The smoke's out on the B side. No map control, nothing going on the other side of the map. So at this point, it's almost as if both teams are geared up for these sort of relentless B hits. And the first kill coming on the round, the AWP there from Fallen. Going to be making the first little bit of work. Taco coming in with 1, 2. Can he get a third? No, he cannot. Zipnik's going to take him out. Spray from Zipnik's up into the heavens, going to prove to get another kill there onto Fur. And would you believe it?
Well,
SK Gaming, first gun round, first round on the board.
That's why Fallen is positioned, ready and waiting, takes 2 down with the AWP. Astralis definitely known. They defined how the BXQ should look. And on those first gun rounds, you know, the CTs are potentially force bought in the second, you know, the money's running a little bit low. They've had to go for M4s or bring out the AWP, no utility whatsoever. It makes a lot of sense to do a set piece like that. You can try and smoke them out, Molotov down with positions, and just swarm them. And it's what Astralis tried, but like we saw, Fallen ready and waiting. Takes 2 down, his teammates to mop up.
Well, due to the economic situation and the fiscally responsible Astralis, they will be buying again. And it looks like now they're going to listen and go towards that A side of the map. Fur pushed up pretty aggressively there towards the party area. It is smoked off from the fountain, though, so they're not going to see him. He's posted up in the bathrooms. And, well, at this point, Astralis can only hope to catch an aggressive Fur, maybe put the numbers into their advantage early on into the round.
That's definitely a conversation we need to have. Fur is known as one of the most aggressive players on Overpass, and rightfully so. He gets away with it every single time. Taco this one, he will be pushing up to T-spawn. If he finds one and goes down here, that won't be enough. The double kill will be very successful, in a good position to do so on the pallet here in T-spawn.
You never want to diss the pallet. Just remember that. Taco ready to get one. Can he grab the second one here on Zipnix? He does see his shoulders, a little bit of spray coming out there. Taco's super hurt though, 13 HP. Has 1 kill on his belt. Elect to use that Molotov. So right now he's completely contained the B side other than coming through the connector. And Zipnix is going to see him fall off. A pretty good engagement from Taco there. Now 3 players left alive on the Astralis side. Dupree, Device, Zipnix. Zipnix at half HP. 2 smokes collectively though on Astralis.
Yeah, it's not looking good though. The CTs have done their work here. Fur knows he doesn't have the challenge for this kill, but there it is. Dupree comes in for the pincer play there while he's committed towards Long A. He'll take him down. That gives him a fighting chance in this round at least, but they only got those 2 smokes, 1 incendiary in the back pocket of Device. Remember, he hasn't got the AWP here, so opening pick's not going to be that easy. Looks like they'll go back towards B.
Yeah, the call has been made. They're going to go ahead and, I suppose, looking like a save, actually. I mean, the time is rather short. There's about no way you're getting into the site on that one. No highway that'll take you there that quick.
No, absolutely not. With 15 seconds, I think they were hoping they could get a little bit more out of the bathrooms, maybe just commit at that point. But unfortunately for them, Taco, great push. I love that from him. He actually isn't scared to go and challenge for those frags. He gets 1 and stays alive. His teammate backs him up beautifully, and it will be 3-2. Remember, those 3 remaining players from Astralis do not get any money into this round, but they do save the 3 AKs. So they want to force a round up. Definitely makes sense. As for getting it done, he's definitely up there in the conversation with Rain to be one of the best bathroom players and A in general in Overpass. He's very, very good.
Well, they're both players that have a sort of high percent of aim as well. Right? In addition to their aggressiveness, they're 2 players that could run out and headshot.
It's one of those things I say that it's not the correct thing to do in CS, but when you're that good, you can get away with things that other players can't.
Fallen going for an early pick here on the CT side. Going up there towards the fountain, going to catch a little bit of a grenade there. Not a whole lot of damage. No head armor, though. Takes him down to 86 HP. And Dupree finds the first kill, the opening kill around there. Onto Fur. Is about to be a little bit of trouble here in the connector. Bolt's trying to spray him down. Doesn't find any more than Magisk. And Zipnix is going to trade him out. Now a 3 versus 4. coldzera, Taco, and Fallen left in a defensive perimeter around these bomb sites. Glaive getting taken out there by Fallen's big green gun.
Yeah, he's nasty with the AWP, and Dupree will try and cause equal damage here on the A side. Not going to happen though. coldzera, that laser-like aim takes him down. 3 versus 2 now. They have got a minute on the clock, but once again, Taco in towards T-spawn. He's got them locked in, but that's going to mean the B side's open. They have no information as to whether they can come from the connector. Taco ready and waiting, but his teammates will have to start thinking they could come towards short at this point.
Yeah, and that Molotov's going to be used there over towards the water side of things. And honestly, if you're Astralis at this point, maybe make sure it's clear. Maybe try to get the bomb down there. We have Zipnix planting the bomb, and well, get set in because it's about to be a bumpy ride. SK on the retake here. coldzera, Taco, Fallen with the AWP, 1 kill to his name and 38 HP to accompany it. Taco taking out Zipnix is now up to Device.
Well. Device is going to have to be one hell of a clutch here. 1 versus 3. Bomb ticking away. It's getting to about the halfway point right now, but he's got to find instant kills here. Retreat, fall back, and see whether we get anything done here. The double spray down comes through. 15 HP, and Taco, he can throw the incendiary, and that should win the round by itself. He can't do anything about this. Device might even die here.
4 HP and a dream is what he has, and it's just not going to happen. Taco's coming in with the defuse in an outrageous play there.
Well. It's Device with the great spray down. We thought he had a chance, but as pointed out, Taco with the incendiary gets the information from his teammates. You know you ding someone, right? You get that big spark that comes through. The M4 famously can't find the one-shot kills, and we'll see this right now. So look at 100 HP. Sprays 2 of them down. Wait for the spark to come in. There it is. 15 HP. They've got the incendiary. Lock the doors. Lock him out of the bomb site, and then you can go for that full defuse. It's a really passive plan as well. There's no way he could peek and try and take him down once the flames were there. He knew the round was over. And fair play, Astralis still managed to keep Device alive there, and he'll have at least an AK here as they go for the force buy.
A good catch by Fur there, grabbing that grenade, taking himself down to 35 HP, but they do have weapons over here on the SK Gaming side. 3-3 your score as we go into this 7th round. It's a rather neck-and-neck battle. Right now is a waiting game. We've got smokes down there towards the B tunnels, and it looks like a group up from Astralis is going to be a B hit here any second. The hit's on right now. Flash is popping through the smoke. Taco's ready for this. He can get 1, 2. Can he go for a 3rd? No, he cannot. Device is going to trade him out, and just like that, the numbers have almost equalized themselves. coldzera trying to find a kill too. There, support his teammate. And the dinks are plentiful. Both picking up 1. coldzera picking up 1 is now all up to Device. He did have a monstrous spray down last round, But, well, I mean, this round is 1v3. It's a rough spot to be. Bolts 9 HP, Fur 8, and Fallen 1 hundo with the AWP.
It's going to be a very difficult challenge once again, but Bolts and Fur have been tagged up, as you mentioned, and there's the first kill. Bolt challenging by himself. At least gives him a fighting chance now. With 45 seconds, he doesn't have to rush the plant. He can feel out the map and see what's available to him.
Device really going to have to creep around here. Plenty of time on the clock. 40 seconds. All he has is a flash. 3 kills to his name. So provided he grabs these 2, it is an ace and indeed a clutch. But his work is cut out for him. 30 seconds remaining. The bomb is wide in the open. Fur is listening in a spot where he can hear him. And I think now he's going to, yeah, there we go. So he's going to grab the bomb, maybe try to hightail it to A. And that's what he's going to have to do. Trust the fact that there's nobody there.
That's the thing at this point. He just has to hope that no one's made their way towards the A site, and he would be correct. They're actually very far removed from this situation. Bomb will be planted. He goes for the safe plant. Obviously, he has no idea whether they're towards long, bathrooms, and now he actually has potentially the advantage here, Trey says. They'll be rotating in. They have not got a kit.
They don't have a kit. They did, God, man, they do have a little bit of utility to work with. 2 smokes and a Molotov, but Fur's so hurt. I mean, this could turn into a 1v1 really fast. Device, however, not going to be ready for this one. Going to get shot in the back by Fur, so.
A bit anticlimactic.
Yeah, you know, we built that one up pretty good.
Yeah, I thought that was your time to shine. You could show us a big hype moment.
Yeah.
Get the ace scream out there. And
Can you believe it?
Yeah, that's what I wanted. I thought you were ready for it, but
eventually, maybe.
Fur just rotates in for city spawn. His most average frag ever. Well, there we go.
It's average.
Well, to
believe
be fair,
it or not, I've seen people miss that shot, Henry.
That one?
Yeah.
But he's basically AFK in front of you?
Yeah.
I'd like
That's
to
the
see
thing
that.
about CS. You can never be fully surprised, right,
Sure.
at this point.
Well, luckily for Astralis, they've got the loss bonus on their side. The bombs are going down consistently, so they can keep buying here. On the T side, you need about 3,800 for at least just the AK armor. They've got a bit more than that. With the bomb planted, they're going to have smokes, flashbangs, HGs, Molotovs. No AWP yet, Device yet to show that weapon. And SK, they double down. They're going to have Fallen and coldzera. Quite the formidable duo as Fur once again takes nades to the face. They're aware of his ideas towards middle. Everyone should be aware at this point how he likes to push that position. He's getting wrecked at the start of each round. It was 35 before, this time 27. So great work by Astralis just to shut that threat down at the very start.
And you kind of have to wonder, is this something where they've watched demos, they've reviewed footage, they, you know, this is a hard Fur counter, so to say, but we can get him to catch a grenade at the beginning of every round. Well, that certainly does make our life a little bit easier. Maybe makes Fur just a little bit more apprehensive about pushing and getting aggressive, which he is known to do. But either way, Astralis here with 4 AKs, 4 sets of head armor, and an AWP there. 2 AWPs, actually, over on the side of SK and coldzera and Fur. Right now, we have a little bit of a stalemate on our hands. It looks as though pushing down through the connector, I should say. Astralis trying to get a pick here on the B site. Bomb waiting ever so patiently for this pick so they can act on it and move swiftly in there. Taco ready, though. Ooh. Not ready for that. Glaive's going to peek you. See you later, Taco. And just like that, the site is beginning to open the door up there for Astralis as they work their way into the B side. The bomb will be planted with relative ease. Smoke in the site. Device pushing down into that water area. Got a nice spray down there a couple rounds ago. Didn't really capitalize on it, though.
He did not. And now it's up to Fur to see what he can do with the AWP. His teammate has been dropped. Taco didn't get much done apart from the dink. It has assisted with a kill, and Fur can't connect the AWP shot. Fallen has to rotate in now. He's got the AK-47 and Device. Surely it's their time to post their first gun round.
And just like that, it looks like Astralis said, you know what? We'll let you shoot at us, but we'll be taking it from here, thanks.
I think that's fair enough because Astralis have got very close, and that's why they kept force buying. They know the money's on the brink for SK Gaming at this point. I think that's actually going to throw them into an eco, at least a force buy here, as they'll take a timeout at this point. Zonic very happy with that one. He knows what that means for the team in terms of the half. They won the pistol already. It's only 4-4. It's a CT-sided map. They're still in very good stead to take this one, as SK will have averaging maybe 2K per player, Fallen a bit more. He could even buy an AWP with the 4,800 he has, but his teammates probably pistols, SMGs, if they did force into this.
And SK Gaming having grabbed the 4 subsequent rounds to that one, you know, they're going to have to come into this one with a different game plan. You got to kind of wonder what they're talking about in their huddle right now.
Ooh, they have force ball, I can confirm. So the AWP comes out, 3 CZs and coldzera the UMP. This means Fallen, he has to be a little bit more flashy this round. He has to kind of get in their faces, go for the first pick, try and snowball a weapon out of them. And we'll see. It's going to be Fallen with no armor though. Remember, he had $4,800, so he had enough for exactly the AWP, and that was it. As we'll get into round number 9 here, Device brings out the AWP for the first time, so we'll see that iconic battle go down on a very historic map between these two. It will be Device to watch the steps, and Fallen at least will be challenging, can't hit the shot.
Yeah, Fallen taking the shot that we saw Fur push up and try to take many rounds before that. Of course, when Fallen does it, he doesn't catch a grenade to the dome, so.
That's true.
It's just the way of the world. 3 CZs there on the side of SK Gaming, and 1 AWP on the hands of Fallen with no armor. So he's going to have to get a little bit of creativity going on over here to find some picks against the likes of Device, well, would be his opposing Opper, of course.
Now, the thing is, they just took that timeout, right? Astralis know they're very low money, but they have heard the AWP shot now. So now they can adjust their gameplay, go to the full default idea, get the map control first, push that AWP back, and there's Taco getting dropped. You see, Dupree's not even challenging that. He's just holding the connector, waiting for them to push. So far, so good. There's one more player to find. That's going to be coldzera with the UMP.
And we're going to see Astralis more linger to the left side over here towards the long side of the map. Just nothing, no presence towards B, nothing over there at all from really either team if you kind of look at it. coldzera posted up in a pretty forward position. He will be able to transfer that information should they elect to go down that connector. But right now it is the waiting game there towards the bathroom in long A. Device ever so patient with AWP, just like Fur on the opposite side of him. One might even call it enemy at the gates, Henry.
It could be. We'll see if Fallen can live up to it. The expectations. God knows he'll try.
Oh, here we go. Device can get that Molotov out. Almost burns Fur alive, but says, you know what, I'm going to shish kebab you. Finish you later. Fallen grabs a nice no-scope there on the glaive. Let's see if he can capitalize. Grabs another one. Doesn't happen. Zikmix is going to take him out there. Bolts with the CZ, of course. Does find a kill, so successful round somewhat already. Until that.
Yeah, until that moment where it's decided and Dupree will give Astralis the lead here. Remember, that's the full investment from SK. So the coach Zonic knows how much that means to the team. They're going to take a full eco at this point. They thwarted the attempt at the AWP here from Fallen. Great attempt at that, but they did trade him out. And obviously, can't hit this very difficult shot coming up. Not many people could. As we'll go to just USPs here for SK. Round number 10, quite a fast-paced half, I have to say. And we'll have a look at the purchases from Astralis. No Mac 10s here. Still on the full focus of 4 AKs and the AWP for Device. Fur and Bolts will challenge towards the connector, and they'll probably try and pincer towards the B site, as that's where Dupree, Magisk, and Zipex are heading. There won't be challenge just yet. I think coldzera is jumping and having a look, but overall, this should be maybe 1 kill for SK. Should be 5 players. Ideally survival for Astralis as Dupree cracks open the B side there.
Cracks open coldzera's dome piece right there. Dupree with the first kill of the round on an ecoing SK Gaming. Fur trying to grab a little kill there with his USP. Ooh. And instead, Taco's going to do it. And just like that, the pistols have been put to work. 1 kill on the side of SK. They're going to have to hope for more in this round, do a little bit more money damage to Astralis. But as the story unfolds, I don't believe anyone is expecting SK to walk away with this round in convincing fashion. Taco finding the dink onto Dupree there towards the water side. And the hit is on. They're out that long B tunnel. Right now, Zipnik's finding, trying to find it. Does find the first kill on Taco in the site. Fallen there, trying to find just anything, trying to make anything work on this eco round. And now all up to Bolts with a P250, 54 HP. And dare I say it, Henry, he also has a dream.
He might have to, as he'll be in a 4-on-1 situation there. Bolts, P250, bomb down, 6-4 in favor of Astralis. Let's have a look at the cash while we're here for SK. They're going to have the third stage loss bonus. They're averaging $2,000 right now. They're going to get $2,400 on top of that. This is still not ideal. They can bring out maybe FAMASs, and utility will go for M4, like armor, almost no nades. Like, it's going to be a real dicey buy. The AWP is not a possibility for falling into the next round. Bolt's having a look into the site now, just picking his head out of heaven, seeing what's available to him. It doesn't look like much. If anything, he doesn't need to go die, right? Like, he's nothing for them to pick up. He'll just give them $300. Might as well stay alive. P250 in your back pocket. Never a bad thing. We've got the M4 just in case all else fails. So we'll just save that for the next round, and it will be 6-4.
Plenty of money here on the SK Gaming side to pick up some weapons this round. But again, yes, 6-4. Astralis seemingly finding that rhythm right now. Not rushing into things. But, you know, we could talk a little bit about these force buys from SK. I feel like we saw a little bit of that down in Kiev this past week, where they were just, you know, sort of buying relentlessly.
A lot of teams enjoy it, and when you've got players available like coldzera, for example, you're confident in your ability to win those rounds with just pistols, but you can see this buy far from ideal. They're going to have to play a forward stance here. No defuse kits, no incendiaries. We're at the 1-minute 40 mark, which is incredibly close to the start of the round. They've got 1 smoke remaining. So they need to find picks quickly. They can't rest in their laurels here. Right. If Astralis collapse on the B side with full execution, they just can't hold it off. There's no way, especially with no AWP here.
And SK Gaming's economy will be in turmoil should they lose this. It does look like it's going to be a bumpy ride if they drop this round. 6-4, though. Astralis sitting in a pretty commanding spot. We do have Device starting to work his way alongside a glaive there, that long A area with the AWP. Bomb in the hands of Glaive. Fallen and Fur pushed up really close there to the connector, and we're going to see a quick peek right here. A lot of action. Fur taking down Dupree.
Ooh.
And out of all of that, we only have 1 kill. But right on the edge of the wall here, Henry. Fur wants one, not going to find it. Magic's going to take down 2. Glaive's going to take down Fur also. And now coldzera and Taco stand alone but together at the same time.
Well, this is the thing. That's why they have to be towards middle and try and trade off each other. They've got no grenades to hold off any sort of execution. Even a default will be difficult to handle here. They tried power and numbers towards middle, but a great pincer approach from Astralis there. Connector, middle, party, taking them down. And this should be the round complete. 4 versus 2, and both the SK players towards the B side.
In this game, albeit about to be 7-4, most likely. For what it's worth, I guess, if you look at Astralis, they're still giving a lot of respect to SK. They know that this could turn in the tide of SK at any given round.
At this point, SK, you just give them any sort of inch, they'll take a mile every single time. You've got to make sure your defaults are on point. You've got that trade potential. You've got to follow the basic fundamentals of Counter-Strike. Device definitely doing that. Can't find the second, though. Taco, nice shot to take him down towards the ramp. And Magist, low HP. Smart to pull back there. Nails the shot as well. He is a great player in terms of individual raw skill. As he shows us there, very good discipline, not just to run around the corner and try and take him down.
And that's going to bring us to that 7-4 scoreline that I promised you.
Yeah, there you go. It's great from Magist there. Good awareness. Finds 3 all at once. Glaive helping him out. And it will be, as you mentioned, an eco here for SK. Money really isn't good. And on the CT side, Overpass here, it's definitely a CT-sided map. There's one incendiary by Ferg. If we could follow him and just find out what he's going to be doing in that. He throws it towards the T-steps. And not exactly doing much with it. I thought he maybe pushes around the corner. That's a heavy investment by him. It costs a lot of money to get those out. Smoke comes through, so that it's completely shut down. Now Fallen. Deagle in hand. He's got a lot of players in front of him, but he doesn't know it just yet.
And all of Astralis hanging out there towards the playground area. Bomb right there in the smoke. Glaive's going to try to slip away, and he does. Fallen has been spotted, though, brought down to 50 HP. Fur's going to fall before him. Of course, Glaive picking up both of those kills. Now Taco, Bolts, and coldzera trying to make some pistol magic happen here. 2 Deagles and 1 P250. Taco really trapped here in this connector, and they seemingly sniffed him out. Dupree's going to see him first, spots him in the connector, and he gets 1 Deag by Taco. Can he find a second one on potentially Glaive? But no, he's going to get flanked from back. Jessica's going to take him down. And with that, coldzera is left in a very unadvantageous. That was 4 or 5 attempts in a row, everyone.
That wasn't bad. You're still getting warmed up. I like it.
Listen, I haven't done this in a real long time.
It's fine. I think you're getting a lot of love online right now, so it's all good. Yeah, I can feel the love. I can feel the positive vibe in the room. That's what I'm feeling.
Well, that's because we're the leaders of love.
Leaders of love or the Dad Squad. We're still working on our brand, which kind of approach we'll go for. I think Dad Squad is good because it suggests we've got Dad Strength.
Oh, and Dad Bots.
And Dad Bots, which is equally true. We're going to round number 13, and double orb set up this time. SK getting a bit desperate again, as they'll bring out quite a weak bank. See, Fallen and coldzera, sure, they've got the double orbs, but this will to no utility. Same T-spawn or T-steps Molotov there from Fur. He has not had a good game here so far. He hasn't had that dominant performance, and it's because, once again, he gets naded, Trace. He's down to 58 HP. He can't get anything going there.
Right, and I'm pretty sure as soon as that happens, he's like, no, I got to get out of here. Yeah, I'm out. Seriously.
Yeah. But he did do decent damage to Magist and Glaive at the same time, so it's not all lost.
Not all is lost, but relatively half the amount of HP there for Fur. Glaive and Magist, though, also not sitting so pretty, so this could turn out to be a pretty good round in terms of even strength. Right now, it looks as though Astralis is trying to formulate a game plan, maybe get something working here towards that party side and playground side. Right now, slowly but surely, they're soon to run into the AWP of Fallen, who is posted up there at that long A. Short wall, so to say. It's not misdirections. It's kind of like, hey, what are we going to do?
Well, exactly. Sometimes just slow it right down. Keep them guessing, bait out that utility.
Ride the wave, I think is the appropriate terminology.
They've still got their 4 smokes here. Astralis will just be kind of just showing a bit of presence there, a bit of a tease towards B. You can see coldzera, the AWP, couldn't even fire off a shot there. Dupree, just, like I said, baiting on the utility. Finds a smoke towards short. They've got 30 seconds here, but they will be executing and dumping everything they've got. Smokes all over the site, Molotovs towards barrels, while Magist is throwing at the ramp right now, and they'll make their way in momentarily. This is the Astralis execute. It's normally very powerful indeed. Will they find any luck with it this time?
Taco is ready to get these kills here towards this B tunnel. Has no one peeking him yet. Here comes Dupree and Glaive. He's going to be made quick work of. Zipnex kind of even the numbers up there, also taking down Glaive, but wow, just like that, SK stays in the fight, and they turn the round in their favor with the two AWPs. There we go. Get me, Henry.
Nice.
Take it away.
Take it away. I'm out. There we go. SK definitely successfully holding it off there. It was Fur with the double kill with the M4. It was a pretty good approach from Astralis. We could see it was a little bit too late. They had like, what, 15, 16 seconds there when they fully executed. Bomb couldn't even be planted there with Zipex left in the 2 versus 1. The Orb to finish things off. They've got a massive abundance of cash though, so they'll be absolutely fine here. And we'll get into round number 14, the dying stages of first half here. It will be Fur once again, not taking the nade damage this time. He's only got the UMP, so he probably can't be as aggressive. And it's another, not so much default round from Astralis. They've got something up their sleeve. You can see they've got no players towards Monster. And for now, 3 players only in T-steps for any aggression, I guess, from the CT side. They know they're up against that double orb setup. Allow Devices to feel out the map as he goes towards long now. They've got connector control, working their way towards middle. Devices checks the playground, and he'll be looking towards bathrooms momentarily. And a real setup here from Astralis. And like we talked about a minute ago, tons of respect here from the Astralis side. They're trying to work their magic in here and work it slow because they don't want to be caught in a crossfire with SK Gaming on the other end of the crosshairs. But as it unfolds, Fallen taking the first shot, first pick there onto Device, making it a 4-man number. Trying to work their way up that short area. And Fallen's going to take down another, and Zipnik's Magisk going to reply. 3 left up now for Astralis. Dupree, Magisk, and Glaive. Slowly and surely creeping their way up the bathrooms. 4 versus 3. They still have a bit of utility here. 3 smokes, but time is running out once again. It's going to be Fur. Obviously, behind that smoke makes sense with the UMP. And Taco once again asserting his dominance on this side of the map. He can watch him coming out the connector. Doesn't even watch him. He takes one down. And that's going to be almost guaranteeing round victory here. It's up to Astralis now. Do they go for the save and save 2 weapons? Considering we've got 15 seconds, that might be the play. But Glaive already pushed his way up towards long.
First. Probably going to make quick work. Nope, not going to happen, but the time is running rather low. They're going to throw that smoke down there on the default part of that A bomb site. The bomb will be going down with just 6 seconds left. It's now up to coldzera and Taco to try to get back in this site. AWP on the hands of coldzera. Both have kits. And with that, Glaive is set up there on the back of the semi-truck, and it's yet another stalemate here. SK Gaming trying to find a pick to retake this site. 72 HP on the Glaive. So we'll take just a little bit more than one. He's going to walk right into the crosshairs there. Taco's going to fall. It's now up to coldzera. Man, they could definitely do it if he needed to, and now is the time to put SK Gaming back in this. He legs over there towards Glaive. Can't seem to finish him off. Dupree is already down there towards the bathroom sides, and this is a round for Astralis.
It definitely is. Well played. That was a 4 versus 2 Trace, and they managed to get those quick kills. Fair play to Glaive. I didn't think he had a chance in that one. He comes out the long area towards the A-bomb site, cracks it open, takes the attention away just for a second there. You could see Fur wasn't expecting Dupree in that position. Completely gets destroyed as they made their way towards the A side. 4 versus 2 after these opening picks from Fallen as well. He gets 2 here. Could have got the 3rd as well. And he does take down the Device, open things up. You'd think that would be the round, but no. Astralis deny everything, and indeed the money for round number 15 here. Pistols and a Scout. This is not ideal, but it doesn't mean they're out of the round just yet.
And you really think about Fur's positioning there in that late part of that, the super late part of that last round.
It was correct in my opinion.
Yeah, had he gotten that frag, probably with any other weapon than I think he had to that would have changed the tide of the whole round. The bomb would have been down. They would have never been able to plant. 9-5. We're going into the last round here of the first half on Overpass. Fur finally finding some success there as he pushes up, finds a quick CZ kill on the Magisk, making it, dare I say, a power play, Henry?
A power play indeed. I assume that's an American sports term.
Hockey.
Hockey, yeah, there we go. And we don't really get that broadcast over in London. But we'll see whether this works out for them. Yeah, I know what you mean. And it will be Fallen being tagged up there. It goes down to 40. But that's the first time I just want to point out that Fur has tried the aggression towards middle, been successful and survived. That's very rare thing to say.
Very true. Fur finding more success. Takes a kill there onto Dupree with the CZ. Can he get a 3rd here onto Long? It's going to be Device, and it's a gunfight at the OK Corral. Device is going to make quick work of him with the Deagle. Not showing many respect. Going to go ahead and push right into him. Fallen, though, 40 HP. Scout posted up on this long A angle. Not going to find any success there. Astralis is backing off.
Tacos is bullying the map right now. He just goes wherever he likes. He's either in T-spawn towards shore, just completely dominating the area. You can see he can just about see Monster there in the corner of his screen. By the door for now, there needs the 1 dig, and Glaive knows he's there. Close the door. Makes sense. As Glaive, yeah, you're not having that shot, son. He's going to try and push through and see if he can find him. He doesn't want to overcommit, though. His teammate's not with him to trade out, and Taco takes him down.
And man, you know, you got to kind of wonder on that one, right?
Yeah.
We do see Astralis working their way out now towards the B side. Going to be able to get this bomb planted pretty convincingly here in this last round. 4 players alive, coldzera, Bolts, Taco, and Fallen on the retake here. The bomb has been planted. It's now the Zipnix and Device. First kill coming out from Device, making it just a little bit more fair here for the Astralis side. 14 HP though, so it did come with a quick price there for Device. And right now we're going to see him sort of displace, relocate, come around from a different angle, try to catch off guard this SK Gaming roster. Fallen running out with the scout. Not going to happen, Device. Maybe tomorrow, bud. Zipnix now all up on his lonesome there at the sandbags. Can he find a kill and go into the site? But the defuse is on already. So it does look like the proper coverage has been put there by SK Gaming. And that's going to be a 6th round on the board for them.
As I said, SK Gaming with pistols and a scout is always going to be quite a deadly recipe. It doesn't matter what you do. Sometimes they just hit the shots out. I like that work from Taco. I think Glaive maybe just leaves him alone at that point. The fact he was by himself, if he gives him a rifle, if he goes down, it turns the tides of the battle. And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. It will be 9-6.5. This one is just warming up. This is the best of 3. And we'll take a quick break, perhaps. Let's work out what's going to happen in the second half.
Intel Extreme Masters.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back here on Overpass. The score sits at 9-6, believe it or not, in favor of Astralis. They go over to the CT side now, and it doesn't look too good in the SK camp there. They look a little bit demoralized.
That looked kind of made me sad over here, to be honest.
Remember, they opened things up today against Avant-Garde. It wasn't the most convincing performance. Avant-Garde getting to double digits, and SK certainly struggling right now. Here are the scores on the doors. Device, 15 kills. Mages, good game as well. Some good plays from him. Impact frags are plenty. And Dupree on 12. Everyone kind of chiming in and doing a good job on Astralis. coldzera at the very bottom, Trace. That is not good news at all.
Especially when you consider earlier, obviously, the opponent was much differently skilled, so to say.
Yes.
But still rocking 103 ADR. So he definitely carried his weight over there earlier, even though it was a 16-10.
We'll see what happens here then. Astralis now with 5 sets of armor themselves, the same buy on either side. You can see the Molotov there, the smokes. As we mentioned, most teams do favor towards B. That's where the bomb is right now, but it won't be a fast collapse towards the bomb site. You can see they're more of a default formation here as SK get ready. Taco explores towards the B bomb site, seeing if there's any sort of sound cues available to him. Did hear a jump there. It will be Glaive on the other side. He's jumping for information. Fallen waiting at T-spawn. He has got fur on a P250 and armor. That's what we call the Superman these days. It used to be Tech 9 armor was the Superman buy. We don't see that at all anymore. I think the Tech 9 was purchased 3 times over a Star Ladder. So that game is pretty much out of the question now.
Well, I'm glad we passed that era of Counter-Strike.
Well, we've just got CZ now. It's the same thing.
You're right. If it's not one thing, it's the other, Henry.
Yeah,
Believe it or not, that's how the forms work, I think.
Well, there we go. It will be 1 minute remaining now. We've still got the utility here. And Taco and co just waiting for any CTs to get a little bit impatient, perhaps. No damage inflicted just yet, but I think Taco did spot Glaive.
A pistol round with huge implications here. If they grab this one, they could potentially go up and even the scoreline here. Very important for SK Gaming to get back in the driver's seat and try to drive away with this one, because right now, a pretty tumultuous first half. We're going to see them stack up there towards the B side, though. Glaive, Zipnix, and Dupree will be the first line of defense, as Device and Magisk are over there towards the A side. Taco in that water have been playing in there, probably feeling a little bit pruny, though. He's been playing in the water the whole round. Probably tons of information as well.
It's going to be the final play. Smoke's coming in, Molotovs as well. Astralis to be tested, and Zipix has no idea, no cover towards Monster, and Dupree is in this alone. Glaive rotating there for Heaven. I don't know how he manages to get one frag there, as Taco will take him down eventually. 4 versus 3 now in favor of SK.
Yep, 3 members, Device, Magisk, and Dupree left there. Oh, quick work from Device. My goodness, Fallen takes a shot to the face. Now up to Coldzera and Taco to defend this bomb, and it's not going to happen. Dupree says, no.
He shuts it all down, doesn't he? He actually gets 2 kills there. Device with a swift rotation. And it was actually Glaive towards Graffiti. So he did have a bit of backup there after his teammate went down, but they weren't covering Monster at all. It felt like that round was going to fall apart. But there it is. Astralis will take the second half pistol here. That's going to put them in a great position. But the question stands now. Do SK force buy in the second? All teams have been flirting with that idea recently. Or you get the AKs in the third. And it looks like they'll take the more conservative option here for sure. The PT50's coming out. AKs in the third round. I'd like to see Astralis prepare for that. They're going to focus on MP9s and UMPs. I'm never a fan of this. I prefer to go for masses, M4s, have a rifle kind of centric focus here, and then be ready for the AKs coming out.
And on this map specifically, right? I mean, you have very long range fights. Which if you have those rifles, it could definitely benefit you towards that long A area. But Glaive is going to throw the touchdown pass there on the Coldzera. A quick HE grenade kill to make it 4 players left. 2 Deagles, 2 PT50s, no armor. Probably not of a lot of expectations, so to say.
No.
Zipnix takes down Taco, giving him just a little bit more cash. And Magisk is going to go out long A, take a peek, take a gander. Dupree, hey, you know what? I want some too, huh?
Yeah, well, they farm a lot of cash there. 5 players survive, but as we said, now they have SMGs. 4 of those. Oh, I like this though. Magus just drops the orb. He said, you know what? We're going up against those AKs. They definitely wanted this orb. Let's make this play. So that's the adjustment. Instead of just going into the 4 SMGs there, it will be Device to be throwing the AWP. And he is a master, the CT side of Overpass. Probably one of his best maps in terms of how dynamic he can be, how assertive he is at the very start. And this is where he's going to shine. We'll see whether he can get going here. Goes towards long. There's a smoke of Monster there thrown by Glaive. Pretty standard smoke. We'll see that land in the mouth of Monster momentarily. There it is. And Taco won't going to get any vision. But Device, not as flashy as I'd have thought. I thought maybe go towards the end of long, but just holding up. Doesn't want to give anything away. He wants to hide the fact he's got the orb and let them run into his crosshair.
SK Gaming electing to take there that tunnel towards B and take over that water area through the connector. There was no resistance stopping the connector. They just kind of ran through. No fight to be had there. Fallen Coldzera hanging out towards playground. Waiting to get the call, waiting to see that the door is open so that they can walk in. Not all doors are locked, Henry.
Not all of them, but maybe sometimes it's best they are. It looks like for now, SK have 1 smoke trace and a Molotov. They haven't got any map control really to speak of. As you can see, they're still by the fountain to middle, and they're rotating back towards A.
Well, they've sold this pretty well, though. They have 4 members of Astralis over there towards the B side. Mages all alone. If they can get over there quick enough, fast enough, they might be able to get in the site. Glaive's going to sniff it out, though. He's going to go ahead and get that rotation back on to go ahead and support just in case. So we're going to be going back to pretty much, dare I say, a net or zone defense. How would you put that? I'm making it up over here.
I love that. Yeah, that's cool, man. We'll go with the zone defense. But the good thing about Overpass is wherever you go, you've always got fast rotations that connect it. It's a massive part of the map. And they're going back towards B, but there's no execution potential. They can smoke Heaven, Molotov barrels. That is about it. They don't even really have flashbangs to get in. This is what we call a contact play. Go as far as you can before you find that contact, then go in 1 by 1, apparently. This is not looking good by SK. This is looking amateur, as they'll have to fall back and get absolutely nothing from that.
And nothing about that made any sense whatsoever. But walking in 1 by 1 by 1. Coldzera picking up 2, though. Says, I'm not out of the round just yet. Fur also has an AK-47, but the bomb is down and contained by Astralis right now. And if, well, if you're SK, you just noticed the timer ran out. And that's going to be putting another round on the board there for Astralis. 12-6, and the back foot is where SK Gaming is leaning.
Oh, absolutely. Those two players surviving the AKs there, they get 0 cash, 0 points into next round. And what do? They force by here. So you can see that's what we call a contact play. So I'll explain that a little bit more for maybe new viewers here. A contact play is when you go in of no utility whatsoever. You want to get as close to the mouth of the bomb site as you possibly can. And as soon as you get that contact, that's when the whole team's going in. Unfortunately, though, as you saw, the AWP gets first contact. Obviously, has the advantage there. One-shot kill. Takes that first player down. And with the timer running down, they had no chance. But just to commit fully. And they go in one by one. They don't have the utility to fall back onto. And it looked very disjointed and disorganized as SK will have to take another force buy here. 12-6, looking down the barrel of 13. And then they've got another eco after that trace. Yep. This is the must-win round for SK now. This has not been a world-class performance from them. This team is in struggle mode right now, I'd say.
I wouldn't say dire straits, but they're definitely pushing all their chips in on the table here. This round will determine, dare I say it, the outcome and the fate of the match.
I think you're absolutely right. Yeah, this is a very telling round as to how it'll end. As they'll head towards B, they might just go for the execution here right off the bat. Zibex and Dupree, the only players there right now. Device has spotted middle though. Watch him in the top left. You can see he has got full information towards that side of the map. It's fine for now in terms of the numbers. For the CT towards B map, they have the utility. They can hold them off. Good flash, but not good enough. Fur takes down Dupree.
Fur takes down that first kill there. Dupree falling, of course, now. It's now left to the 4 members of Astralis to defend this B site. Fur is waiting. He wants more. He can smell it like a shark in the water. They are going to be trying to press this B issue pretty well. Glaive finding the kill there on the Fur. Mage is also going to get two barbecues. So fallen. Bolts both fallen. Taco. coldzera, I mean, at this point, coldzera in a 1 versus 2. Can he grab one? He does indeed. He now has no idea that a device is waiting for him at the graffiti area there. He does have the bomb, though, but he is kind of trapped. Should Device realize he's in this site, this could be set up pretty roughly. AWP in the hands of Device. And right now, if the bomb gets planted, if he hears it come out, if he hears it planted, Device is probably going to pressure.
So what he's trying to do right now is use that time to his advantage, get Device second-guessing the situation. Is he going to move? Have I gone towards A? You have no idea. Device knows he's been tagged, that's why he holds a P250. One dink from that weapon will take him down. He'll have to peek at some point. He has no intel as to what's going on. And coldzera, he's just focused in that area. He seems to know. He's one step ahead. He's reading in code right now. Ooh, it's going to be so dicey. No one's got the advantage right now. Arguably Device slightly with the HP, but here comes a plant. Device will hear it, and he starts to edge his way in.
He does have the AWP, a kit, and a P250. One flash, he's not going to have to use it, though. He spots him there in a default spot. Device tries to trade the weapon out to pick up the M4 and pays the ultimate price there. You see just a little bit of aggression. I can't tell if he actually punched the monitor.
It was like he felt like it in that moment. You just feel like, I'm just going to smash my entire room up right now. And you have to kind of tell yourself not to sometimes. Kind of like that. He really wanted to punch the hole straight through the monitor, but he kind of stopped himself. But I just want to show a bit of frustration, perhaps.
Have you ever torn apart your whole room, Henry?
I've punched the wall in front of me a lot of times. When I was a kid, when I was like 16, kind of like up-and-coming, young, handsome star in the UK scene. Wanted to kind of show how amazing I could be. I've got frustrated if I ever lost, but it was lucky it was a concrete wall. So you went straight through. You broke your hand and arguably limited yourself.
But you were a source player, Henry.
Exactly.
There's nothing handsome
the best kind.
coming about
Talk to
that.
Freiberg, he'll tell you all about me.
Well, he is a handsome man. I will give him that. Kill's already out there on the side of Astralis. They're going to take down Bolts rather quickly early off in the round. 12-7 is our score line if you're just now joining us. If you're listening to us at work, this is Intel Extreme Masters Katowice 2018. My goodness.
Just in case you're not aware.
Just in case, you know, because people do listen to this at work, and I have to applaud the working man and woman.
We should probably be forgiving for them as well. We'll say it's 12-7 in favor of Astralis on the CT side right now. The buy's not looking good as Device goes to town with the AWP. 3 kills in total. I said at the very start, when he gets on this side of the map, he is going to be dropping bombs. As Fallen surely goes down here as well. A missed shot from him. He's in a bit of a slump right now. A lot of people have been saying it. He's not looking his usual self. A lot of missed shots coming through. 11 kills so far. Taco's going to drop as well. This is the reset round. Remember, only coldzera survived in the previous round. So far, clean sweep for Astralis, and this could be extremely damaging for SK if they don't recover this.
A disastrous round. 5 HP there for Taco. They do have just a little bit of utility, but at this point, 5 members alive on Astralis, so their work cut out for them isn't even close to an accurate terminology to put on the round ahead of SK Gaming. Falling with that AWP, bomb in hand, no head armor, and it looks like they're going to save 20 seconds roughly left in the round. 13 rounds on the board for Astralis. And you can still tell Astralis is creeping around, they want to take these guns. They want to end this now.
They want to make sure they take no prisoners here. No one leaves alive as we get down to 8 seconds. If they find the kills now, when the timer runs down, that's it. That's probably game. Fallen needs his AWP as the entire squad of Astralis come towards T-spawn. Fallen's given up his position. Down he goes. Taco get left with no money. And there it is. Nothing will be saved whatsoever for SK. And they know how important that kill is. Device, maybe it was that anger, that vinegar boiling up inside him from the previous round that led him to this victory here. 3 kills in the round as he completely destroys the offense there. And it's 13-7. Money in the bin. SK have no choice but to force by here and try and salvage this game.
Yeah, and if you're SK Gaming, you're looking at your bank account right now in-game, of course. And you are definitely Listerine-faced.
Yeah, it's nasty out there right now. To be fair, in real life, they'd probably be a lot happier.
Yeah,
Just think, well, you know what, it's just, but overall, they'll be rushing people looks at things, and so far, opening things up.
Quick B hit here for taking down the first kill with the CZ-75. They're going to have no resistance outside of that. Taco catching a grenade to the face. Zipnix is going to catch M4 round, 5.56 to be exact. Not as knowledgeable about that. coldzera picking up a kill as well. For Fallen, coldzera versus Device and Glaive. The bomb is planted there on the B side of the site. This could potentially be an 8th round on the board. Glaive says not quite that fast, taking down Fur. Now up to coldzera and Fallen. We're going to see coldzera work his way out that P-long tunnel. And then Fallen going around there towards the sandbag area. AWP in the hands of Glaive and 1 kit on their side. They do have a Molotov and 2 grenades. Or excuse me, a grenade. Here comes the Molotov out. Going to force coldzera out of position. He's going to take down Device and then take down Glaive. And that's going to put another round there on the board for SK Gaming. 8-13.
This is such classic SK Gaming. As soon as you think they're out of the game, it's over. They show their tenacity. They show they still have the mental fortitude to bounce back here. It's a B rush to the CZs, and that can be very destructive at this point. Astralis had it in the palm of their hand, Trace. That was it. The game was over. All they had to do was defend a B rush against pistols. They let it slide by, and all of a sudden, it looks like SK might have a shout on this one. It's going to be Deagles, CZs. Astralis still have a huge bet of rounds here. They can afford to take an eco here. They don't have to force into it and destroy their own economy. But that was it. That was game over, as far as you ask me. But yeah. We'll see whether Astralis can make any sort of dent here to go for a boost into it.
This is exactly what we said about Astralis respecting SK Gaming and not giving in and really kind of walking into the crossfires there. They want to play respectful. They want to do that. But you can't knock out the Braziliancy, which is SK Gaming. Weapons over on their side, a full kit and caboodle with that one up there on the Fallen himself. That's right, the Fallen. He deserves that title. He is a legend. And simply not enough equipment over on the Astralis side to really do much this round. Again, this is an eco round. 2 CZs, a Deagle. Well, excuse me, that Deagle is going to be in the water now. Taco says he doesn't want that on the map.
He does not. Aegis will get 1, but that's all he'll find, I'm afraid. This looks like a very convincing round for SK. As I said, Astralis had the opportunity to close this one out, but now SK starting to wake up. It's not too far gone now. We still need a couple of rounds before map point here. Glaive, though, sits on the site. Possibly get 1, but coldzera denies that, and that's going to be the round. Zipex waiting towards CD spawn, and he'll have not really much to do here. He's got no armor, CZ, no nades. Just seeing if he can steal a gun away.
And again, an eco round. So Astralis, expectations probably not super high going into that round because it does look like SK Gaming has finally woken up in some manner or some fashion. Zipnix trying to grab a kill, though, before this round ends. He almost takes down Bolts. Does get wallbanged down to a 6 HP. Fallen's going to end the round there. SK Gaming pick up a 9th. And you can see right there that, you know, they have that look about them in their face when we're not out of the fight. You know, we might be a little sweaty right now. Things might be a little squeaky. But we're back in this thing.
They absolutely are. They're one of the hardest teams to close out on, and I think Zonic's tone has dramatically changed in the background there. He was like riding the wave at the back. He's thinking, this one's over. We've done it. The money's completely wrecked, and now, oh wait, the B rush has come in, and now they've got a chance. Fallen's back on the AWP, and we don't have a defuse kit. This is not looking amazing. Device will make his way towards the flower bed here. Yeah,
no defuse kit really kind of baffles me at that point. That's quite the investment on Astralis if you're not having a defuse kit this late in the game. Could definitely put SK back into it. 13-9 is our scoreline. A full-on buy here for Astralis. 1 AWP in the hands of Device. Couple grenades. Nothing to write home about. Device going to take that shot at long, not find any success there. Dupree already legged down, though. 57 HP. And we're going to see a re-peek here from Device. He throws a pop flash, does blind them, but he sets up for that rock pick. and he's just not going to be challenged there.
How
There it
brave
is.
he's feeling. He goes down to 6 HP. That light post actually saves him. That's insane. As his teammates are dropping like flies now, you can see so much damage inflicted by the SK side, but Device down, but not out. Finally, Fallen does find him, and it's a 4 versus 3 now. Glaive will pick up the AWP, and he's not known to be an AWPer, but back in the day, he used to rock with it. We'll see whether he can kind of find some of that magic right now. As he has players towards long, that smoke is only protecting him for a certain amount of time, but he nails the shot.
And he's getting pinched on here. He does catch a grenade to end his life in this round. Bolts is going to be the throw there. Dupree and Zipnix, he grabs one, can't grab another one. Fallen responds. Now all up to Dupree. And if we look at Dupree, he's going towards fountains. He's going to say, hey, I'm going to maybe go around long. I do have this M4. There are no kits on the entire map.
Indeed.
One flash. Maybe I can get some kills out of this. But again, in a 1-on-2, there is still a potential here for him to work his way up long and find a pick. He's going to have to move pretty quickly, pretty briskly if he's going to find his way into the site and potentially win this round. A good crossfire setup for SK, though, here in this A bomb site. And they have a hunch. They do have a feeling he's going to come from that long A area. Dupree picking up, does take down Fallen with the M4. He goes for the second, can't do it. Taco kills him, and Dupree falls. Taco saves the AK. Pretty important, though, when you think about the economy of this game and how it's shaping up for either side.
The thing is, as well, it doesn't matter how close he gets that round. His team is still full eco going to the next one. They'll take a technical pause just to know, not tactical. So maybe Zonix not feeling something, and Glaive has left the server. He picked up the AWP in the previous round, but he might have to restart the PC. Maybe the game's giving some funny textures. I'm not 100% sure. I can read the chat and maybe find out a little bit more, but it will be a chance to calm down here and analyze what's happened so far. Is it a little bit of a stat for you? Astralis haven't lost on Overpass to SK since ESL won New York in 2016.
That is quite a long time ago.
That is, and historically, that was the match where, well, I think famously it's the Device kind of styles on Fallen a little bit on this map. He looks very good, especially on that CT side. There's been lots of matchups where that's happened, but we'll see if this is the one where SK can crack them here. It looked like the game was over. They were out and we were getting ready for the next one, but we might have to wait a little bit longer here.
Well, when you think about this op battle between these two, right?
Yep.
Device Fallen, hell, Device Cold Zera. I mean, it can be a pretty squeaky time, dare I say.
The thing is as well, I was expecting Astralis. Now they've experimented the idea with Dupree being the primary AWP. Obviously, the major, that was a disaster in my opinion, the way that went down. There was such a big call to make before such a huge event. I think Astralis would have added an extra string to the bow in the sense of they have now we've got 2 AWPers. We've given Dupree that experience, but still, they're still very set in their ways in the fact they just have Device on the AWP and they never have a secondary one. I would have thought they would have kind of adjusted their gameplay perhaps, but haven't seen it at all. Device has been doing a good job, so I guess that's absolutely fine. Just a note, the players cannot talk in technical pauses. So not like they're demoralized or anything like that. It's just that you're not allowed to speak when the technical pause is going on.
But here's what's going on if you're hearing the chat go off in game. They're actually typing ETA.
Yeah.
Got confused for eat, and then now they're talking about eating kebab. I know you guys all get curious about it at home, but
it's really not that interesting sometimes.
It's really not.
I get to see it every game. I've never seen anything. Wow, that'd be so cool if everyone knew about that.
Does it show up in the scoreboard?
It does, I think. It depends on the setup of the server. I'm not sure. They can disable the command, I think, and it doesn't even show anything.
Well, Astralis not having much money to work with here at all. Going to be electing to save here. Pistols in their hands. 2 P250s, 2 CZs, and 1 USP there on Glaive. Going to be trying to get a little bit of an in-your-face play here from Dupree. Boost up there to look in that connector door. There's no one there, though, because SK Gaming is creeping up long A with the bomb right now. 3 people deep. And 1 in the rear. What's funny, Henry?
I've just heard you say that a few times before. I thought you meant something else.
What? 1 in the rear? Oh, yeah. Well, there's the hit. Not a lot of money. Can't really expect much out of Astralis. This could potentially bring that 11th round. Taco finds 1. Can't find 2, so it does look like Astralis is going to grab a gun out of this.
Maybe even a bit more. Who knows? Zipex will just go and burrow himself into a corner. And Dupree at Magisk will have 12 HP. And Dupree's got 100, to be fair. They're just going to hold up and see if anyone goes hunting. You've got no real reason to. Sure, you want to take the AK out of their hand, but you don't know where they're going to be. Fur will at least explore the idea of middle. And Dupree, I feel like this is a pretty good chance of finding a kill with. Fur does indeed walk around the corner. It depends if Bolts comes around at the very same time. Now I'm not fancying his chances too much. Bolts will execute him here. There we go.
Had it been the close wall, he would have probably got it.
Yeah, that's what I think. So if Fur comes out the bathrooms there, I feel like he gets the kill, but Bolts has a much more advantageous angle, as Zipex will save the AK.
Astralis grabbing an AK out of this round, but ultimately losing the round. 11th round on the board for SK Gaming, bringing it to 13-11 in favor of Astralis currently. So we go into the later part of this second half here on Overpass. Again, a best of 3. We're on Overpass now. We'll be going to Mirage, followed by Train if necessary.
Might be at this point, not really too much separating these two sides. Oh, Glaive still doesn't look happy with the setup, though. This will be a tactical timeout, though, so he looks a little bit agitated, I think would be the operative word there.
Flustered.
Yeah, perhaps. A bit of the red cheeks going on. Not really too happy with the situation. I think he would be. He got that feeling in his stomach right now. It's like, guys, we had this game.
It's slipping away.
It was
Slowly
over, and please, can we not do this anymore? We had this. What do we do now? And there's a lot of pressure on Glaive. This team, at one point, a long time ago, Trace was known as the Chokers, right? And Glaive was brought in, and it seemed like they kind of shook it off them at the E-League Major way back when.
Once upon a time.
And right now, they're going to have to dig deep because they are starting to spiral out of control. They've lost 4 rounds in a row. They had the game. As we'll get into round number 25 here. Let's see if they've got any adjustments. Device, not great. Device, no armor. That's what we call a glass cannon AWP because you're very fragile. You've still got a lot of firepower, but nades can take you down. A couple of sprayed bullets, and you obviously have the disadvantage of being shots in the body and your crosshair flying up.
If you are Astralis, you want to keep that AWP in the hands of Device.
Of course.
You want to do that because he's having such an impact with this AWP already. We actually just saw his kills there. He's sitting at 23 and 14. Lord knows what his ADR is because we're going all around, Henry. You know it.
We always do, Trace. It's the way we like it here. And between this two particular teams, I think it's very fitting we do so. And Astralis will be tested in the very first map here. And see whether they can come out on top of much more aggressive stance towards middle. As you can see, there were 2 players there. It's going to be Mages and Dupree. Fur, he might be taken down here.
Yeah, very aggressive stance here from Astralis. Magic's going to take down that first kill onto Fur. Of course, now putting the back foot onto SK Gaming, or power plays, I would say, here for Astralis, for all you hockey fans out there. They did get a really aggressive, ultimately SK paying the price, and now SK trying to find out what they want to do in this round. Maybe get a pick. Dupree's going to make this just a little bit harder for them, taking down Fallen with the M4. And now the push is on. Magic's going to catch Coldzera here any second, but it is not going to happen. You got to get those kills.
This is the thing, when you're kind of sweating as a team right now, you can finish slipping away, and you get a 5-on-3. Yep. Sure, Magisk is an aggressive player, but that is a jewel he's not going to come out on top on. And now he's opened up the window of opportunity. Sipexo answers straight back. He's not scared of pushing through as he goes towards Monster, very similar to what Hacker was doing in the previous half, and he survives. He might have just saved the round single-handedly. Look at the time remaining, 20 seconds, and they have got smokes and Molotovs, but a 4-on-2 as Bolts makes his way up towards shore. Bolts and
Coldzera now need to get in here, but it doesn't look like they're going to have much time to work with, so it's a really risky play to go for at this point. 8 seconds on the clock. They're going to have to find the skills quick, and it's just not going to happen. Zipnix is going to take down Bolts. Coldzera taking down Zipnix, and Glaive's going to end out the round there. 14 on the board for Astralis, pending match point.
We'll see. Here's the player stats for the second half of Fallen here. He's got 3 kills, 7 deaths. He didn't have an amazing first half either. As you can see, 26 ADR. It's great to kind of focus on a particular half because sometimes the entire scoreline doesn't paint a full picture as to how he's playing right now. Now he's on the T side. He is being completely wrecked by Device, but still his team still within a chance of winning the map. 14-11 as Astralis try to whittle away at the economy of SK Gaming. So far, so good. They've now got 0 residual cash. Device gets information towards middle. He'll call for a rotation towards B. You can see Mages makes his way back towards that side, and his team is to hold them off of utility for now. But Fur, like he's waiting for anything. He'll be behind the smoke just now as Taka will make his way in.
Such a scary moment there for Fur. Trying to come through that smoke. You never know who's on the other side of it. Dupree's going to be sitting up close, though. Ready for Taco. Taco is going to make the best of it, though. Taking down Dupree, opening up this site here on the B side. The bomb will be planted here momentarily. We've got players from Astralis jumping all over the place and throwing grenades on top of that. Taco catching that one. And right now, we're going to see actually SK try to back off a little bit, maybe try to find some kills. That's not going to pan out for them. Glaive taking out Fallen as well as Fur. And with that, Coldzera is left in a 1 versus 4. He does have an AK-47, no bomb in hands. Working his way up there towards the sandbag, 100 HP and head armor. He hasn't fired a single shot this round, but perhaps now's the time to do it. 4 members of Astralis left alive and an AWP in the hands of Device. I wouldn't even say he's got his work cut out for him at this point. I'd say he's trapped.
He has to make a decision. Does he go for the clutch or does he take the AK when they've got no money for the next round and try and be the powerhouse to get them through round number 27? I think that has to be the play here. Sure, he's a very stylish player and considered one of the best in the world who can potentially win these sort of clutches, but the context of the game, save the weapon and at least have something to work with in that next round. That is going to be it. They're going to get that's a big part. They're going to get $1,900 into the next round. They're currently selling like $300 per player average, as you can see on the screen right now. Bolt's a little bit more. Coldzera will get 0 cash into the next one. He's got $50 right now. So his teammates will have to come in with CZs, that 1 AK, but Trace, they did it before. They did it with the CZ, the B rush. Now they've got an AK here, but the problem is now they do go to map points, and the pressure is on. They can't make any more mistakes.
There's actually no other backs against the wall that could possibly be
Indeed.
in the end of the game pending. 15 rounds on the board for Astralis, and what was rather quick work. We saw SK Gaming get a little bit hesitant there when it went to plant the bomb, but, well, ultimately, it didn't pan out for them. B falls, or their B hit falls, rather. SK Gaming seemingly a little stumped here.
I think you might be right. This could be it, ladies and gentlemen. Round number 27, Astralis once again potentially taking down SK on Overpass. So the final buy comes through. 1 AK-47, 4 pistols, a plethora of utility to be fair. They do get the smokes, the flashbangs, one Molotov in there. And Device once again knows he can take this challenge towards middle, as he'll use the smoke. It is a bit of a one-way, not completely, he still can be shot, of course. Coldzera ready and waiting.
Astralis definitely shutting off entire parts of this map here because, I mean, if they keep pushing up this long A, they do have these AWPs. They basically just take control of the map and say, hey, there's nobody here. We're not being contested at all. Let's go ahead and pop smoke, fall back. And that's exactly what they're doing right now. Kind of just, dare I say, repositioning themselves for what could eventually be a B hit. But lo and behold, bomb creeping its way up there out of the connector and into the bathroom area. They're going to be slowed down a little bit, though, through a smoke. Maybe a little cheeky boost here, as my UK counterpart might say. They do find a little bit of damage on the Magisk with the CZ by Bolt. But, well, that's just not going to finish out for him now, is it?
It's certainly not. And it was an audacious pick to begin with. A CZ at that range towards the A side, so I'm not really sure they were hoping for. Yeah, and it's going to be the final play now. What have they got left? That AK hasn't made any sort of damage. Coldzera has had a very quiet game. He's like on 18 kills. Remember, the first half he did almost nothing. As we'll get into the final few commitments here. Molotov's thrown towards the bathrooms and Device is ready and waiting with the AWP. No one to really challenge him as he holds up in a more defensive line.
The work of a lifetime here to try to stay alive in our first map of this best of 3. Coldzera, Taco, Fallen Fur. Gonna have to get that bomb down. They are creeped up in A. This is the time, this is the place. They can only make it into the A site now. 23 seconds left before we're gonna see a flash come out. Taco and Fur both picking up kill. Taco picking up a second with the deagle before falling Zipnix. And what do you know, just like that, the round has been turned on its head. The bomb will be planted by Fallen there towards the bathroom side. The retake now in the hands of Glaive, and it can't be done. 15-12.
They can't close it out, can they? Every single time, and it seems like it's an open shut case. It's the final round. They've only got the pistols, the 1 AK. It's Dupree and co that just can't find the frags towards the end. They even had the opening pick, but the pistols just completely wrecked them there. Taco coming at that deagle, finds Dupree. The crossfires are there, but the flashbangs were great from SK. How he gets that one, I'll never know, but Magisk blind in the corner. It's normally a one and done position. He gets absolutely nothing, and they will be force buying here, Trace. This has got overtime written all over it.
All of the rounds, Henry, all of the rounds. Building up the momentum, building up the pace. We're going into a 15-12. What could be the end of the map here for SK? Oh. Glaive finding the first kill.
It's converted.
It's finding a second. So just like that, 3 members. Now Coldzera, Taco, Fallen.
It was the wall bang. Straight up. Glaive did a bit of damage there. We thought, okay, he's going to survive, but Zipex might just win the round with that wall bang with the FAMAS. The force buy from Astralis could be the one that closes it out.
Just a rough way to end this one if you're SK Gaming. Coldzera, Taco, Fallen. Scratch that. Taco is going to be put through the grinder there. Coldzera and Fallen having the work cut out for him. 5 members alive here for Astralis. And that all but does it here for match point on Overpass.
We keep saying that, though, the Trace. You never know. Coldzera and Fallen.
They say never say never.
Well, exactly. As
this is SK Gaming, right? So it could happen. I'm not going to write it off. Molotov coming over there towards the barrels. And Fallen trying to find anything that works at this point. That pick is a good start there to take down Zipnix. Still a 4 members alive there from Astralis. Flashes, missed flash there on the short. Somehow still blinds Dupree. I don't know. That looked like a showing of sorts. Smoke has stalled them out, though. They're not going to be able to go anywhere else. They're going to say, hey, we're going to make our fight. We're going to make our stand here at B. We're going to hold these sandbags, and then we're going to try to get in the site as best as we can. Little do they know, Glaive and Dupree posted up, ready and waiting in a crossfire for whichever way they come out there, the long tunnel or the sandbag area. And all it's going to take now is just a little bit of peek. The time is ticking down. Molotov there on the barrels. Coldzera hits a nice shot on the Glaive. Device replies on the Coldzera. Fallen, though. Bomb in hand, AWP in hand. He's done it before. He would have to pull out a monstrous performance here, and it's just not going to happen. Device shuts this map down. Astralis taking the first map. Overpass. which means we'll be going on to Mirage.
Well, it wasn't easy, but they got there. A real test for Astralis there. It seemed like SK just wouldn't back down. Every advantage that Astralis had, it was answered back by pistol purchases, Rush B, but they do come out on top. A great start there for Astralis. A great game to kick off this best of 3. Remember, this is the best of 3. They got to decide the winner of the group right now. But there we have it. I assure you, this one is just warming up. It's just going to get better as we move on to another very strong map for both teams. But Trace, we're going to take a bit of a break here and check in with the boys.
Intel Extreme Masters.